Hey guys, back again with another review. Yeah, another review already, but this is a short game and it's going to be a short review. I guess I should start with kind of like the release history of these games. Now, this is specifically the NES Remix Pack on the Wii U. And both games in this compilation, NES Remix and Remix 2, you can get on the eShop for the Wii U. And there's also a game on the 3DS called Ultimate NES Remix, and that has games from both NES Remix 1 and 2. So it can be a bit confusing, like with all these NES Remix games. So this isn't really a review on the 3DS one. I mean, the general idea behind the game is the same, but there's different games basically in each one. And to get the full value, I think the Wii U version is definitely the best. Unfortunately, this is the kind of game that I think is suited for pick up and play sessions. It would make perfect sense on a portable, so it's a little frustrating that this NES compilation, NES Remix compilation, isn't on the 3DS. And the only way to play this on the 3DS is that Ultimate collection. But we're talking about the Wii U version here. This game can be had for fairly cheap. It's not too expensive, and I had a lot of fun with it. I wasn't actually expecting to like it a whole lot, but it was a pleasant surprise. I was quite addicted to it and tried to get as many stars as I could. So yeah, let's talk about what exactly the game is. And like the title says, you can kind of guess what it is. It's basically remixes a bunch of NES games. And the whole compilation has you starting with like a list of remixes. And basically, it takes from like a bunch of different games. For me, NES Remix 2 had a better selection of games. The first game had stuff like the original Donkey Kong, Mario Brothers, Ice Climber, and I hate all those games. The second compilation has a lot better games like Super Mario Brothers 3, Punch-Out, Kirby's Adventure. I would say I enjoyed my time with the second game more, but they both have the same basic idea. The first game is a little more limited because the second game has like a Nintendo World Championships mode. It has like a Super Luigi Brothers, which is basically the original Mario Brothers game, but playing as Luigi and backwards, which is kind of interesting. There's like leaderboards in the second game as well. In the Miiverse, there's like more Miiverse integration than in the first game. You can like watch people's replays of their like clear times, which is pretty cool. But basically, you're playing like these remixed challenges for all of these games, and you basically, depending on how quickly you get through the challenges, you'll get stars, and you'll unlock new games and new challenges with these stars. And each game has multiple different challenges. And for instance, Super Mario Brothers 3 here, there's like a bunch of different, there's like a huge variety of different challenges. And they basically take like different moments from the game, and sometimes you'll have to go through like different phases with a certain amount of lives, while sometimes you just have to do a specific thing. Like maybe you have like a really short time limit and you have to get to the end of the stage. There's just a whole bunch of wacky, interesting ways that they remix these NES games, and for me, it actually made me enjoy a lot of them more. Like Kid Icarus is a game that I'm not huge. I don't really like Kid Icarus all that much, but I liked the challenges that they had in this game. I found myself enjoying that more when they were giving me like these bite-sized challenges to do. With a lot of the games, they tend to show you a lot of different secrets that you can actually use to get better at the games. The Legend of Zelda is a notable game here, where they show you all like these kind of tips and tricks throughout the challenges, and it actually made me want to go out and play the original Legend of Zelda again with like this newfound knowledge, which I thought was kind of neat. Now, the actual challenges for the games themselves aren't actually all that challenging. I was kind of surprised how quickly I blazed through them, and I ended up getting 3 stars on a lot of them, but there's also like these really cool remixes where you basically sometimes play a bunch of different games in a row, and others they just take certain games, but they add little twists. For instance, in Balloon Fight, you'll have to pop all these balloons, but the screen is slowly zooming out as you're doing it. So there's all like these little visual tricks that they have for a lot of these games in the collection that I think are really funny. And it was addictive trying to get all these stars and seeing what people were posting on the Miiverse, because with each challenge you'll see just a random person with the like Miiverse comment. One that made me laugh is when I was playing through the challenges for Ice Climber. The one guy's like, I put 17 rage-inducing hours into getting all the stars in this game. Ice Climber sucks. And I laughed pretty hard at that Miiverse post. But yeah, it's, not every game on here is a winner, obviously. Some people are going to like more games than others. Like I said before, like the Ice Climber, just, oh my god, man, that game is fucking terrible. But NES Remix 2 has a lot more enjoyable games. But yeah, I mean, I guess that's about it. It's a pretty simple concept for a game, but it's pure fun. Not all the challenges are great. A few of them feel a little lazy. But overall, I think they were definitely enjoyable. You're also collecting stamps for Miiverse, of course. And there's a lot of content here. If you want to just completely complete everything, it's going to take you a while. And yeah, I was pleasantly surprised by this. I think it's definitely worth picking up at the prices this is going for. Like, I think you can probably get this for like 10 to 15 bucks. It's not too expensive. It's like a Nintendo Selects as well for the Wii U. I would still probably recommend it for the NES as well if you feel like this game would be a better fit on a handheld, which I can agree with that. I think it would be, but on the Wii U it was still plenty of fun, and I might come back to it. And you can also play this game with friends too. I think you can basically like kind of connect a bunch of controllers at once, and you can all like take turns going through all like the different stages. I guess one other thing that I kind of don't like a whole lot is the way you unlock games. There might be maybe a secret code you can use to unlock them all at once, but you have to get a lot of stars to unlock some of the games in this collection. For instance, Clue Land in the first NES remix, I think I had to get like 250 stars, which took a long time, and I had to play through a lot of games that I hated and had to really try to unlock that game. And there might actually be even more games that I can only unlock by getting a whole lot of stars. Like, I think they should have given you all the games far earlier than that. But that's kind of a minor complaint, because at the same time, I kind of like the progression. I like unlocking things in games. And maybe this is a controversial opinion, but when you have everything unlocked right at the start, I don't know, you lose something for me personally. Maybe I'm just kind of old school in that way. But yeah, NES Remix Pack, I think that's what it's called. Great. I really enjoyed it. Definitely highly recommend it. But that's it, guys. I want to thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.